Sunshines, welcome back and thanks for popping in. I am so glad you're here. So for today, there is no subscription boxes to open. I'm just going to sit down and do a little chit chat with you. I'm going to explain where I've been, a little life update. I'll talk a little bit about my vacation because I've had a lot of questions about that. And then I'll do a Q&A. I asked in my Stitch Fix video for some questions as well as my Instagram. So we'll talk about that. Because there's a lot of topics, we're going to be all over the place. This video might be a little longer. So grab your tea or your coffee, maybe a glass of wine, and settle in. Also, because not all the topics you might be interested in, I'll put timestamps down below. So if you want to skip to a different topic, you're able to do that. Obviously, I would love for you to watch the whole thing, but I understand if you're not able to. If you like what you see after watching this video, consider hitting that subscription button and giving this video a thumbs up. So let's talk about where I've been first. I went on vacation, and then when I came home, I worked the next 5 days, which was fine, but I'd been gone on vacation 6 days. Then I worked 5 days, so I needed to change the sheets, do the laundry, there's basic household things that you need to get done. And then the next day I had a prep for a colonoscopy. And then the next day I actually had my colonoscopy. Now let me take a minute and say, if your doctor has been bugging you to go ahead and get that colonoscopy, mine was just my routine screening because I was over 50. Do it. It's really not bad. And I got to tell you, I would do it again in a heartbeat for a couple of reasons. Number one, since May, I have been doing intermittent fasting and I love it. I have so much more energy with that. I got off of it the week before vacation and was off of it on vacation, and then I got back on. Within day 2 of me getting off intermittent fasting, I could tell the difference. I have so much more energy, and we talk about everything here on the channel. I'm very regular. And so when I went to do the colonoscopy prep, I think that was a factor because it was a breeze. And I have to say, after the actual colonoscopy that next day, I had so much energy. They say your gut and your colon has a lot of factors to the way the rest of your body feels, and I believe it. I asked after the colonoscopy, and mine was fine. Do I need to come back in 10 years? And she said, well, now 5. But honestly, if she said I had to come back every year, I would totally do it because I felt so good after it. So go get your colonoscopy, ladies. It's really not bad, in my opinion. As I was leaving to go on vacation, something sort of came up at work and I took a full-time position. So pretty much from the first week that I started working at my store, I was getting asked to take a smaller part-time key holder position. I did not want to do that. I really liked coming into work, doing my job. It was my happy place. I always say when I come in, do you have a task for me to do? Do you have a project for me to do? Getting it done. I had a lot of sense of accomplishment, fulfillment. Everybody that works there is very uplifting. Thank you for your hard work. We're so glad you're here, that type of thing. And I didn't want to take a management position because I like just coming in, clocking out, and leaving and not having to worry about anything else. Not that we really have any customer issues. We really don't. However, I just kind of liked that. But in May, we started having a little bit of turnover. And although the new people were getting trained, I would work with them and they would have questions that I knew. And I started realizing I know just as much as they do or more, and they're getting paid more. Very, very little, just to be honest with you. And I started thinking maybe I would take a key holder position. And then my boss came to me and he said, we have a full-time position coming up. I would love for you to take it. Now, this isn't the first time he's asked me, but it was the first time that I think that they had officially approved this position. And he has asked me probably every shift since I started to become a manager. And I have been just saying no, but he hit me at the right time on this particular day. And I said, you know what? Could I be full-time and only work 4 days a week at 32 hours, still get benefits, but have 3 days off? So I would have a day and a half for YouTube, a day to kind of get the house in order, and then maybe a day just to myself. And he said, I don't have a problem with that. Let me ask. So I called the DM. She said, I don't have a problem with that. Call HR. They called HR. They said, we don't have a problem with that either. And so then I said, okay, well, I'm going to need this much money. Now I kind of had a little bit of insider information and knew what the top of what they were going to pay was. And that is what I asked for because I'm a smart girl. And even though it still wasn't great, but I was going to ask for the top. And so when I went on vacation and the week that I got back, they were kind of figuring that out to get approved, and it was approved. When I came back from my colonoscopy that next week, my hire date was Sunday, my first day in my new position was Tuesday, and my boss went on vacation on Wednesday. I love it. I love it. I don't regret it. At first, my husband was like, what are you thinking? This money is not great. But I just explained to him that I felt like I was floundering a little bit. You know, I came to you guys and said I was doing slow summer and then I wanted to slow down. I figured out I don't want to slow down. I'm ready to keep on trucking. And I just love what I do. I explained to him that I felt a little restless, and he owns his own business. And so we pay out of the butt, excuse me for saying that, for insurance. It's real expensive. So I said, if we transfer the, the benefits over to me, then insurance is going to be cheaper. We don't have dental or vision. We have that now. It wouldn't hurt. I'm 52 to start throwing extra money into my 401k where we could get a company match for the first little bit. Lots of benefits. And he said, okay, well, if that's what you want to do, let's do it. So, that's what I'm doing. We also had in that time, our air conditioner died and we had a leak in our roof. So things have been a little hairy. I should be back to normal, hopefully starting this week in terms of YouTube videos, but I sort of had to get up, get past my colonoscopy, get on my feet with work before I could come back here. So I know that you guys understand that. So that is what is going on right now. In terms of vacation, I think it was probably sometime in February or maybe March. My best friend lives in Denver, and she texted me. It was 2 a.m. We're both night owls. I'm not that much of a night owl, but she was up at midnight. She said, do you want to go to Vegas and see Kelly Clarkson at the end of July? So when I got up at 8 the next morning, I texted her back and said, yes, let's do it. So she texted me back when she woke up and said, good, because I already bought the tickets. So that's where we went on vacation. I have never been to Vegas before. It's one of the places I've always wanted to go. I love a cheesy, touristy destination. Neither one of us gamble, and we don't drink a lot. So we weren't in Vegas for the shenanigans of it all, but there's so much fun stuff to do. I love traveling with Yvette. This is my 5th trip with her. And what's real great about it is she's a little bit more persnickety about where we stay and some things we do. So she will take the reins and book the hotel and figure it all out. And I just have to pay her. I just PayPal her the money and then show up. Now, I do tell her what I would like to do, and she will find us deals and things like that, but it's really great. We travel exceptionally well together. We like to do the same things. We both are a little bit foodie. We like junk food and upscale food. We like some cheesy touristy things. We like museums. And so it was really fun. We stayed at the Palazzo, which I highly recommend. Now the Sphere opened up right before we got there. It's this big, huge dome, and it's covered in little projectors, I think. And so it lights up and does all these really cool pictures. I'll try and post some things from my Instagram over here if I'm able to. There is a tab on my Instagram labeled Vegas with all of the things that we did. If you want to check it out. Also, go follow me on Instagram. I'm fun over there. You see a little more of my regular life. Anyway, we asked for a higher elevation room and we didn't realize it, but they gave us a room right outside the Sphere. So we had a show every night. It was awesome. It was really fun. We saw Menopause the Musical, which was a pretty budget friendly show in Vegas. So funny. I was crying. My stomach hurt. We were laughing so hard. If you're planning a trip to Vegas, a lot of shows are closed Sunday and Monday, and we planned Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So there were 2 days we couldn't see shows. We probably would have liked to see a Cirque du Soleil, maybe Love, the Beatles show, Michael Jackson, or O. We see Cirque du Soleil when it comes to Atlanta every year. And so neither one of us were like gutted that we couldn't see it, but we had other things planned for other days. So we didn't see any of those shows, but Menopause the Musical was amazing. Friday, we went and saw Kelly Clarkson. She only did 10 shows. It was to kind of debut her new album. It was called An Intimate Night with Kelly Clarkson. The venue was much smaller in comparison to a Taylor Swift who was selling out these stadiums. And she played a lot of old stuff and then a lot of stuff from her new album, which I have to say I really, really like. She does a good concert. What you see in terms of like her talk show is really what you see. She came into the audience and sang. She was just amazing. We did see the Barbie movie one day because it was 114 in Vegas. Whew, it was real hot. So one afternoon we went to, that was the next day that when we traveled there, we saw the Barbie movie because we were tired from traveling. It was hot. We didn't have anything planned that day. On Saturday, we went to the Hoover Dam. I didn't know if I would ever go back to Vegas. And so I told Yvette, if you don't want to go, because she had seen it, you can stay and do something else, hang out at the hotel, go do whatever, but I'm going to go. And she said, you're not leaving without me. We're going. So she found a coach bus, and the tour guide was actually a comedian, very family friendly. It was air conditioned. It had a bathroom. Every time we got in and off the bus, they gave us ice cold bottles of water. We got a lunch. And so he kind of gave us the history and stuff of the Hoover Dam as we were going there. Really interesting. We got there, we took a tour kind of down in the Hoover Dam. Then you had the option to walk across the Hoover Dam. I didn't realize this, but when we flew into Vegas, my side of the plane, actually, we could see the Hoover Dam. I thought that's what it was, but I wasn't 100% sure. So I got to see it sort of from the sky. So after the tour, you could walk across the Hoover Dam, and I told Yvette, I don't really need to go walk across it. It's 114 degrees. I just wanted to see it and learn about it. She was like, thank God. So we went to the gift shop, shopped around, got a little snack, got back on the bus. They take you up the hill a little bit, and there's a bridge across from the Hoover Dam where you can walk across it and take pictures and see it like from a far off vantage point. Now I did want to do that, so we did that. We were so hot, y'all. I bought us on Amazon those neck fans and then like a portable fan. I told Yvette, I bought these, and if you're too embarrassed to wear one, I totally understand. She's like, I'm not embarrassed. Give me that fan. Now, I will say I highly recommend them. I'll link them below. They're not like magical fans where they're pulling cold air out of hot air. I mean, they're going to be blowing the air that's around you, which is hot, but it's still movement around your neck, which definitely helped. And then we had the regular fans. But that was really fun. We got back that night and we went to Delmonico's. I think that was the night. Yvette usually when we go on vacation says, I want to go to a really nice steak dinner. So we kind of did some research. Delmonico's is owned by Emerald. It was fabulous. We decided to have one big splurge meal. I got scallops. She got shrimp, or she got steak, and it was fabulous. On Sunday, what did we do on Sunday? I'm trying to just give you a quick itinerary. We just kind of walked around all of the casinos because all the casinos are all themed. Caesars was probably my favorite. I really would be interested to see the rooms in Caesars, but I gotta tell you, the Palazzo, I would go there a million times. I really, really liked that hotel. There was tons of great restaurants. There was a shopping mall. They had gondolas going through the middle of the shopping mall where you could ride them inside or out. They sang to you. It was the epitome of cheesy tourist, and I loved it. Inside the Venetian is Buddy, who's the cake boss. I don't remember his last name. He had a restaurant. I have to say, I wasn't a fan. I'm not a Cake Boss watcher, just to be completely honest. I thought the food was fine. I'd had better in Vegas. His cheesecake, though, best cheesecake I've ever had in my life. Across from his restaurant is a little like, you just go in and order dessert and leave. There's no place to sit. So we did get a piece of cake for later. I thought the cake was okay. I'm not gonna lie. The cheesecake was good. Had they sold the cheesecake in the little thing across the way, the little dessert bar, I would have bought that, but they didn't. On Monday, I kind of planned the day. It was a cheesy touristy day. We went to Madame Tussauds, and I know this is like cheesy, but it was so fun. We had so much fun in Madame Tussauds. If you ever go, and a lot of you probably already have, go with somebody fun. We laughed so hard. I did several reels in there. I did some Instagram stories. It was so fun. It was just so fun. We giggled our whole way through. There was Nicolas Cage in a wedding chapel, so I put on a wedding dress and did like a picture with him and sent it to my husband. I said, hey, here's my second husband, and I sent a picture to the kids saying, I married someone else, take care of dad. Just cheesy stuff. We went to ride the gondolas, and we went to ride the Link, which is like a really big Ferris wheel, only it holds like 40 people. And this was funny. I got a thing that said Yvette had booked it, and I texted her and I said, did we just pay $67 to ride a Ferris wheel? And it's not just a Ferris wheel. It's like each one is a car. And she said, well, I got the one that no kids were allowed and has a bar inside. I said, well, I don't even drink hardly. We drank that night. Anyway, so fun. It's just like the London Eye. If you've ever seen the London Eye, it's bigger than the London Eye. It's the second tallest in the world. It was the first, but then Dubai built one a little bit bigger. Really, really, really fun. We went to this place called the Neon Museum. This is another thing that I found. It's this really cool, the building is old, and it's kind of in this older part of town. There was definitely a security guard in the area, but then they have this huge yard full of all the old neon signs from past hotels and even like dry cleaners and things. And you might think, I don't want to see a neon sign from a dry cleaner. They all have a story about the mob and the history of Las Vegas and interesting characters, and it was so good. That was pretty inexpensive too, and a little bit different. You don't see like a neon museum anywhere, and because it's night when you go, because everything's lit up, it's cooler. So it was actually really, really fun. We did a couple other things. One thing that I wanted to do was go to one of the speakeasies. There's speakeasies all throughout Vegas. I found one called the Ski Lodge, and if you don't know what a speakeasy is, back in Prohibition days, all these little bars would pop up. You'd have to go to the door and do a special knock, and they'd open and say, what's your password? So they had these little clubs full of alcohol and things, even when it was illegal. So they're all over Vegas. You have to find them though. If you just search, you can find them. You can search, online. The Ski Lodge was in the Cosmopolitan Hotel. That hotel is beautiful. We also went to Caesars, gorgeous, and did a little shopping. And when we went in there, it's like this hidden little bar, and everybody's dressed up, like the bartenders and the wait staff all has like ski stuff on, and it's decorated all in like a winter scene. We got little flatbread pizzas and specialty drinks. So fun. That was really good too. We did so much more, but I just wanted to give you sort of the overview. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. We didn't even scratch the surface of what we did or what you could do in Vegas, but boy, did we have a really, really, really good time. Okay, let's talk about the Q&As y'all sent. I have two pages of Q&As. All right, we're only at 18 minutes now, so I'll just go through these really quickly. Okay, the first question is from Janet. I'm not going to tell you everybody, but Janet is in Hawaii. I don't think she's in Maui, but Janet, how are you doing? And thanks for asking a question. She said, have you ever tried the Clever Beauty Box? I've never heard of this beauty box. She said she actually reached out to them and told them about me, which is so nice. I don't know if I've ever had somebody do that to me before, but I'll check them out. Thank you. I get really good ideas from you guys. Somebody asked, what's your favorite place to get a gift card? I told y'all I love to eat. I love it. That's why I'm a little fluffy. I love a food gift card. I love a Cracker Barrel, Red Lobster, Chili's, Chipotle, Panera, Chick-fil-A, any of those. Of course, I love an Amazon gift card, a Nordstrom or a Loft gift card, something like that. I love to give a gift card, and I love to get a gift card. Do you like reading hardcover paperback books or e-reader books? I am currently reading, somebody asked this too, Christina Lauren's The True Love Experiment. I'm really liking this so far. I have to say though, as much as I love a physical book, my eyes are just getting old. I love my e-reader. I carry it around everywhere. It fits in my purse. I always have it loaded up with books. It's got that backlight. You can change the font to be bigger. I have a Kindle Unlimited membership. It's $11.99. You can fill it up with lots of like free and discounted books. You can borrow books, all kinds of things. So my favorite is the e-reader, not necessarily because I don't love a physical book, because I do, but just because my eyes are not what they used to be. So just FYI. Your son is a hockey player. Does anyone else in your family ice skate? Yes, my husband played hockey, and my daughter actually took a bunch of hockey clinics. She was really good. Some of the coaches tried to get her on the team, and she also took some ice skating lessons. She still does her princess gig every now and then. If they need Elsa to be on ice skates, like they're doing a skating party, they always call her. Have you seen the Barbie movie? We actually saw it in Vegas. I love seeing any kind of movie. It was 114 in Vegas, 114 degrees. It was super, super hot. So one afternoon, we just went and got a hot dog and a popcorn and had a cheap lunch and watched the movie. I thought it was fine. I didn't think it was the best movie ever. I kind of wanted to see it because of the hype. The last line in the movie, I think, made the movie for me. It was so, so funny. How are you handling having an empty nest? Well, both kids are still home because Dawson went to boarding school and we paid for that. It was very expensive. We told him he had to stay close to go to college. We thought that was a fair trade-off. If after a year or two he wants to go away, he can do that. And then Emma's still home, going to school and working. She's like, feels like I need to move out. And I'm like, girl, you do not need to move out. Like, I never see either one of them because they're either working or in school. So it's kind of like I have an empty nest, but they're still, you know, their beds are still here. Do you actually keep stuff from boxes? Yes, probably about 75% of the stuff I get. A lot of them are consumable. Snack boxes, candles you burn, notepads you write on, clothes you wear, things like that. I do sometimes take some stuff to work and we'll give it out. I have been known to go on a girls' night out and open my trunk and just say, shop ladies, you can have whatever you want. I will maybe twice a month do a mystery box on my Poshmark, because again, there's only so many, although they're consumable, notepads, candles, beaded garlands, things like that. I can't keep them all. So I will put them in there and then I turn that money into boxes that I pay for that I can't get free for review. And so that way it keeps my bottom line just a little bit lower. They go very, very quickly though. It's really hard to get one. I always put them on Instagram stories and say it's over there. So if you're not following me on Instagram, that's another way if you want to get your hands on one, to find out if I post one. What else? Where do you get a lot of your clothing? I've noticed the past probably couple of weeks, a lot of people are saying, I like your shirt. Where's it from? Just FYI, if I can, it's not an older piece, I link everything. Like yesterday in the video, a ton of people were saying, we like your shirt. Where's it from? I always link it in the description box. So there's usually the description of the video. Like I tell you what we're going to do that day. I post the box link and right under there, it'll say like, the shirt I'm wearing today, and it will give you the link. Now, just FYI, I always, if it's a referral link, I always put referral link right after that. I know a lot of unboxers, a lot of non-unboxers will just put a thing in their description box that says some items in this may be a referral link. I don't like that. I really don't. I think that you should have the power to decide whether you want to click on my link or not. If you do, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. It does help to support my family. There's been many times where your money has come in clutch. I can think of one specific time where my son, we didn't think he got into a hockey camp, and at the last minute they took him in, and I mean, we could have grabbed from our savings or whatever, but we were able to do that from my YouTube money. So thank you for doing that. But I'm always very clear to disclose if anything is a referral link or anything like that. Where would you like to travel? Gosh, the whole world. Greenland, Iceland, Montreal, Canada. I've never been to the Northwest, like Seattle area, London, Fiji. I would love to go. Any place like that. Just pretty much anywhere. Do you have any other trips planned? Yvette and I are trying to plan like a small little, like maybe long weekend if we can. I would like to go to like a Stars Hollow a la Gilmore Girls type of location. So I don't know. We'll see how our money holds out going forward, if I can get off work, things like that, if it works for her schedule. So maybe. I did talk to my son. I said for a long time that I want to do this trip with him, that I want to go to every single hockey game of every team. And I think we're going to start this year. So I said, just pick 2 teams, pick a Southern team and then pick another team, and let's just go. Like if we go, maybe to Tampa and to Boston or wherever. And so I think we're going to start doing that. I think it'll be a really fun, like mother-son bonding experience. What YouTube channels do you like? I like J. Morrell Stewart. She does a lot of cooking, homesteading, homemaking. Michelle Reed, she's younger. She's like in her 20s. She's pregnant right now, but she does a lot of beautiful content, again, around like cooking and homemaking. Crafty Girl does Dollar Tree hauls. I love Dollar Tree hauls. Marnie Goldberg is really great. If you're a little bit older, she kind of tailors her content toward our age. So does Angie from Hot and Flashy. I like her. Angela Braniff. She has like a farm, and I really like her content. She'll do some clothing videos and stuff too. She has another channel called This Gathered Nest. Also Megan Fox Unlocked. She is a Mennonite, and she does like beautiful homemaking content too, decorating and clothing hauls and cooking, things like that. So those are just a few that I could think of. I thought this question was really great. What 3 people would you like to have at a dinner from any time in history? I said Corrie ten Boom, who is a missionary. She wrote a lot of books. She was actually a prisoner in the Holocaust in one of the concentration camps. Lisa Harper, who is a bigger than life Bible teacher. She's so funny. And then I just said for eye candy, Colin Firth, because he's my dream boat. I love Colin Firth. Have you started Christmas shopping? No, I have not. Do you have any more girls trips planned? Oh, I guess I asked that up here. The other thing we're planning is for our book club, we're looking at doing a meetup. So we're looking at finding a book convention. There's a lot all around the country where we can go spend the day. You can like get authors to sign your books, hear talks, things like that. And then maybe like I'll go to dinner, something like that. So Yvette and I are kind of looking at what we can do for the book club. If you don't know, our book club is called Pieces of Sunshine, and you can follow us on Facebook. All the information for what books and stuff we're reading are down there. Do you still have your Dior foundation? I do, but I have to say in the spring Sephora sale, I picked up a Lancome foundation, and I like it just a tiny bit more. And I couldn't decide why I liked it, but I think it's because the shade just matches my skin just a hint better. I still will wear my Dior foundation if I need my makeup to look really good. I'm going somewhere special, and I will repurchase it, both of those. But I think I like the Lancome just a little bit better. Both are really great for like more mature skin though, in my opinion. A little bit pricier though. If you could have any other type of channel, what would it be? Probably a lifestyle channel. How do you find boxes you want to open? You guys are the best. Just like Janet sent me the Clever Beauty box. A lot of times I will ask on my Instagram, what boxes do you want to see? Or you'll put them in the comments. Sometimes I'll just go searching. I'll look on, Crate Joy or some of the other box websites and see what I can find. I'll just plunder around, but you guys give me the best ideas. A lot of boxes will reach out and say, hey, do you want to open my box? What was your childhood favorite book? I've talked about this on the channel before. It's not a popular one. It's called Christina Katerina and the Box. It's this little girl and her mom got a refrigerator box, and it's the story of what the kids do with the box. Like first it's a rocket ship, let's say, and then they play in it so much that it falls apart, and then they make it like a ballroom floor, and they have a tea and a big dance, and it's all the things that happen with this box. It's really cute. My husband got it for me for Valentine's Day when we were dating. He found it at a used bookstore. I think he had to find it online, and I love it. Let's see. Do you have any tips for time management? Nope. Do you have any for me? I will say I use the notes part of my phone quite often. If I think of something or if I'm about to go to bed, I will stick it in the notes part of my phone. So I always have kind of a running brain dump in there of things I need to do. Also a planner, it really does help, and a to-do list. Do you want to have a sub box? I don't. I think as a subscription box reviewer, I think it's a conflict of interest. You know, if I do clothing and I open a clothing box, I don't know. I just feel like it's a conflict of interest. So I don't want to do that. I've had a couple boxes ask me if I would like to maybe guest curate a box, like one box, like say the August box would be a Georgia Sunshine where I got to curate the items in the box. I wouldn't mind to do something like that. I think that would be fun. How do you feel about sponsored videos? I don't have a problem with creators doing sponsored videos. I do them probably 2 to 3 times a month, as long as they're not every single video. I feel like you got to do what you got to do to support your family. Where do you work? This was a big one. And look, you guys, 99% of you, I would not care if you knew where I worked. However, there is that 1% of the internet, which is a little scary. I've had a few like weird encounters over the years I've never really shared, but you hear about people like following people home from work and things like that. So I just don't feel comfortable sharing where I work. It's nowhere special, to be honest with you. It probably most of you have it in your area. If you come in my store, several of you have. Just recently, Kim, hi Kim, came in and as she was checking out, she goes, I watch you. Always say hi. Poor Kim, that day that she came in, my hair, I got the worst haircut after this haircut that I just got this week. It was so bad. It was so bad. My hairdresser left and I tried somebody new. My hair was like, it looked like Albert Einstein, but red and fluffy and cotton candy. It was so bad. I'd been sweating. I'd cried that day. It was a hormonal cry. Nothing was wrong. I looked like a hot mess. But I said hi, and I actually told Kim she could message me on Instagram if she wanted to go meet for lunch or something, because I love having new friends. So definitely, if for some reason you happen to come where I work and you see me, say hi. Don't be shy. It's totally fine. The store knows that I have a YouTube channel. What are your kids doing? I kind of touched on that. I'm not going to share a lot about where my kids are or what they're doing because they're adults now and they have their own private lives. What they want to share, I let them share. And so, you know, you might get little breadcrumbs here and there, but I'm not going to like overly share anymore. And then I had the big question was, will we ever see your husband? That is his decision. He is kind of like the absent-minded professor. He doesn't really do social media. He just doesn't have any interest in it, and he totally supports me, but it's just not his thing. So if he ever said, I'll get on a video and do like a snack video or something with you, I would keel over and I'd be like, how fast can we push play? But you probably won't ever see him. The last question was, have you ever had a box that you have had a bad experience with behind the scenes? There's 3 times where I've had boxes kind of be a little snarky with me. And if that happens and they're going to be snarky with me, I'm not going to show them to you because they'll probably be snarky to you. If they're snarky to me and I have a YouTube channel, they're probably not going to be nice to you. Now, what I will tell you is I will never go on this channel and disparage anybody's business. At the heart and soul of this channel, we're positive, and also it's a subscription box. Like, nobody's dying over the subscription box. I'm just not a person that's ever going to disparage another company, but there are 3 boxes that are not on my channel anymore that probably won't ever come back to my channel. And that's all I'm going to say about that. There's really none of them really have been boxes that you guys have really even asked for very often, so it's totally fine. Anyway, that is my update, you guys. If you have any questions about Vegas or anything else, feel free to put them below. If you have any boxes you want me to see, again, feel free to put them below. If you like what you see, please consider hitting that subscription button. It would mean the absolute world. And the next video coming up will be an unboxing. I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.